time it is. Benny.
Welcome back to another YouTube video with Lenny Benson. I am your host for this channel, obviously, MTI or Mediator Torch Inc. We are back with our first guest on the channel in studio. We already did an episode with Emerald B, who's a music artist. So if you have not checked that video out yet, please go check it out. Link in bio. Already posted her new music, which she released last year. But for today, you already see what I'm wearing. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me, Lenny. I'm honored.
Thank you for joining us. I know we tried to get LaToya to come over the weekend, but if you already know, the snow did not allow us to do so. But at last, we're here.
We're here.
Yeah. So yeah, if we want to get into the whole business of handcrafting the bags, obviously it's a new style that I've seen with you, with all the different zippers. They're hidden at the back as well. I don't know. She's doing amazing things. So what was the inspiration?
LaToya Loren is a brand.
Okay.
Actually, it started out of not wanting to let go of a favorite pair of pants.
Right.
I don't usually carry bags, funny for a bag maker, but I like pockets. I'm a back pocket kind of girl, so I would have my phone in one pocket, keys in the next, and I'm out the door.
Right.
But my favorite pair of cargo pants tore in a way that I couldn't repair it, but I wanted to keep the pants. So I ended up cutting off the leg and just making it into a bag. So the hole in the leg was the main compartment, and the cargo pocket would be what I had on the outside that I'd stick other things into. And I actually used the bag, which was cool. And that happened again with a pair of jeans. I actually brought it here with me, if you can see it.
Wow. Okay.
So I just made this out of the jeans with the help of YouTube.
Right.
You can learn anything on YouTube.
Wow.
And a friend of mine saw it and thought it was cool, so she asked me to make a bag for her.
Okay.
But she actually had specifics of what she wanted the bag to do.
Right.
She needed to keep her iPad in it. She wanted a pocket for her glasses, somewhere to clip her keys. So bearing that in mind and having YouTube as a resource, I designed something for her, which is something like this, actually. And I've named the bag after her. So this is the Zara bag.
And that's even a bigger one.
Yeah, so this is a bigger one.
Yeah.
So it folds over like that. You have a zipper compartment here. And this one is convertible. You can wear it across the body or as a knapsack.
Okay.
Yeah, so I made this on a borrowed sewing machine with a pair of pants. And I guess it took off from there. People saw it, thought it was cool.
They started liking it.
Yeah, and I just started making bags for friends and family.
Now, you mentioned, obviously, you learned this, a lot of the sewing from YouTube. But, I mean, yes, sure, people can learn anything from YouTube, but you must have a background or something with as a designer.
As a designer, I wouldn't quite, do I? I've always been artistic. I draw, I paint, do calligraphy, I dance, I sing. So I've always been artistic, but
You do everything.
I try everything. Let's put it that way.
They call you're like a jack of all trades.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I guess just putting my mind to it, and with YouTube, but also I've been able to follow other bag designers, and in doing so, joining bag design communities. I've even been able to become a pattern tester for one of the people that I follow. So she would write the pattern, and her community, a select few, would test the pattern for her, tell her what could be better, what adjustments could be made, or what they like or don't like about the pattern. And that helped me a lot in knowing how to construct bags.
Okay.
And make it do what you want it to do.
Now, also, you mentioned how you attracted your first customer, who happened to have been your friend, that she saw that you recycled a pair of jeans and turned it into a full-on bag, which was stylish. You could maybe mix it up with all different kinds of outfits, right? But how did you attract your actual customer base? How did you build that?
Really, a lot of word of mouth.
Right.
I made an Instagram account.
Okay.
And
Social media.
Yeah, social media. I just started posting the bags that I made. And again, mostly friends and family follow me. I'm no influencer. So, yeah, just people I know would contact me. And people who I don't know would see on Instagram and ask me to make a bag for them. Other than these that you'll see today, I also do bags for keepsakes. I have a friend who her husband and her dad died, not at the same time, but two significant men in her life died, and she had a lot of their clothes. And when she saw that I made a bag out of somebody's clothes, she thought maybe that would be nice for her to have as a keepsake as well. So I've made a few bags for her too. And things like that. My mom who died, I have some of her clothing that I've just used I want to keep with me, so I've used that as well to make bags or little pouches out of them. Yeah, but mostly in terms of customers, at least to start out, it's been word of mouth, and whatever you see on social media, they contact me.
Okay. And with the customer acquisition that you have built over time, how do you have a loyal customer base, or how do you keep that going? Is it still through word of mouth or just putting yourself out there?
Both.
Yeah.
I am learning to put myself out there. My personality is not one that will naturally do so,
Yeah.
but I'm learning. Yeah, a lot of I've started doing markets. So and people who I would meet and have conversation with from markets might spur a custom make or something like that. My business cards, I hand them out as well. See me with a bag, you like it? I make bags. Here's my card.
Yeah.
Yeah, so trying to put myself out there that way too.
Okay. You said you started joining markets and stuff like that. And funny enough, we had
we met
Toya.
at a market.
Yeah, we had Toya at the Black Excellence show at Mohawk College, where it was all beautiful. It was a perfect event. Obviously, we had vendors come in to celebrate the Black History Month. How was that experience for you? And have you done that before in a school setting?
I've never done a school setting, and I started doing markets. I think it was probably just last year.
Okay.
Or maybe 2 years ago, the year before. Yeah, now that we are in 2025. Which again was new for me because you have to talk to people. Yeah, so in doing the markets, I'm able to get custom orders, sell what I do have, what I do make. The one at Mohawk was my first school setting. But it was interesting. It was only for a few hours. Some markets you have for the whole day. Some markets you have just for a few hours, usually around lunchtime, which would be the busier period, which is what happened with Mohawk. Right. We had a lot of students coming in. They seemed to be on break at 11 or so throughout the day. So we had an influx. And then, as with all markets, you have an influx and then nobody, and then an influx and then nobody. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. It was nice to meet other vendors as well.
I'm glad you had fun with that.
The music was good.
The music, love the music. Yeah, and you also got to meet other vendors, of course. We talked before, and you told me you started this not too long ago. I mean, a 5-year span. It sounds like a long time, but when we put it into perspective and say, LaToya started this in 2020, just around the height of COVID.
Yeah.
And I'm blown away because the designs of the bags and the work you've put into it, it looks like it's been a business that's been going on for longer than that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Is it just something you wanted to start at the time?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay.
Like you said, at the height of COVID,
Yes.
I didn't necessarily think of starting a business then because we're all inside. We're not going out. Why do you need a bag?
Right.
Right? But then I started thinking, well, when we start to go out again, you need place for your mask and your hand sanitizer and all these other things that you now need because of COVID. But really, it was the Lord who told me to start a business because on my own, I wouldn't necessarily.
Because you're very talented, so.
Thank you. Again, it's all deposited through the Lord because I give Him the glory with everything. I didn't have visions of starting a business like this. It's just something that I did, and I liked how it would impact others. It's always been my prayer for the work of my hands to bring glory to God and to help others. And in doing these bags, I've seen how it can make a difference in someone's life. I believe in practicality, things that have function and use. Right. It mustn't just look pretty. It needs to have a use as well.
Yes.
So this was perfect for that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. How do you outsource your materials? Because the bag that I bought from you, it feels like a lot like leather, but it's a mixture of different materials, right?
Yeah. So I don't use real leather. I use faux leather or vegan leather or vinyl, actually they call it. Some of the bags that we see here today are vinyl. I did start out using denim because denim is sturdy.
Yeah.
A good pair of jeans, it lasts a long time, and is readily available.
Right.
So I actually put out a call to my neighborhood. If you have any old jeans, stained, torn, can't fit you anymore, send them my way. So it was readily available. I also use quilting cotton, which is, if you can see something like this, and the bag that you have there. So this is the cotton part of it. So the good thing with cotton is that it's a natural fiber, but it also comes in a variety of colors and prints. So in that way, I'm able to customize to a person's need. If they like a particular color, their favorite color, or if they have a particular hobby, I can get fabric in that theme kind of thing. So it's customized, personalized to you.
Okay.
The vinyl, the good thing with the vinyl, you do have lots of different textures with the vinyl as well, because this is vinyl and that is also vinyl, but you see it has a different sheen. This is more matte.
Right.
The vinyl is waterproof, easy to clean, wipe clean, and it gives a nice professional look to the bags.
Does the vinyl stain?
No.
It doesn't stain?
Not usually. It depends on what you're using, but it can usually, if something does spill on it, if you wipe it right away, it shouldn't. But things like ketchup and curry, of course, those would stain everything.
Right. Oh yeah. All day, especially curry.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
am going to start using cork. Have you ever heard of cork fabric?
No, what is that?
So if you know like a wine cork.
Oh.
But imagine it as a sheet instead of.
How are you going to like grind that in flat?
Thankfully, I don't have to do it myself.
Right.
It exists.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's actually the bark of a cork oak tree that they chip away and press and boil and make into a fabric. But it's sustainable, natural, and it's very pretty, but expensive. So I do plan to try my hand at that.
Yeah, they say you learn something new every day. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
So forgive me, guys. The cork, I don't know, was readily available, but what are some of the challenges you've faced so far along the way, whether it's with your customers or with getting those materials, or maybe just having the time to actually even do it, because this is it's a full-blown business.
Time is a big one. I am a wife and mother, first of all,
Yes.
and they are my priority.
Every
I
day.
still have a young, I have a almost 14-year-old
Wow.
and a 6-year-old. The 6-year-old has had some health issues and been home from school a lot in the past, but he's getting to a point now where he's more stable in school and so on. But so I try and maximize the time that I have away from them. So when they're in school, I try and sew then or do as much as I can then so that when they're home, I can be there for them. Of course, that's not always possible, but that's where a loving, supportive, and very capable husband comes in.
Yeah.
So if I'm still sewing at 6 o'clock and there's no dinner ready, he can step in to do that.
It's partnership.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But also time in terms of, because it's a small business and I'm the sole employee at the moment, I have to plan days when I'll sew, plan days when I'll do accounting and inventory, plan the sales and marketing. So marketing is also another challenge for me.
Yes.
I'm not exactly a social media user on the regular. I'm still learning it. And of course, know the benefits of it. But and like I said before, my natural personality is not one to come up to you and talk to you about my bags. So I'm learning how to do that, even in written media, written form. If I could just do a photo dump and leave it at that, I'd be comfortable. But, you have to have captions. So I struggle personally with that as well. But I have discovered the wonderful AI. And I've been using ChatGPT to help me to write some of my captions.
Honestly, ChatGPT it's very useful. It's well, I mean, the education system is against it, and it's understandable to a point.
There are pros
because
and cons.
you could imagine if it's a nurse who's doing all their assignments with ChatGPT, and then you have a surgery appointment, and they have to open up your appendix. And they got a 90 or the A in school with ChatGPT then. Probably.
But thankfully, medicine is a very practical subject. You can't chat GPT your way through the practical part.
Yes.
Yeah. But yes. So I've been using that as a resource too. But other resources, I need a website. Hamilton Business Center has been very helpful for me. They offer advice, mentorship programs, training, workshops for anyone who is wanting to start a business. I had no clue how to start a business.
Yes.
Yes, I Google it, but also Hamilton Business Center was very, very good in showing me what I need to do, how to register a business, things like that. And questions that I had, I could ask them. They built the website for me, free of cost, based on one of the programs that they had running. And they have many, many other resources when it comes to learning what kinds of taxes you need to be paying attention to when it comes to filing your taxes. And they help with training with social media marketing to things like that. So there's loads of resources out there.
Yes.
And there are other organizations that offer similar advice and mentorship. But Hamilton Business Center has been really good for me.
I think I need to probably go to Hamilton Business Center as well, because it's very true. There's a lot of different facets to when it comes to business, whether it's doing a podcast like this or doing handcrafted bags. When it comes to the paperwork, because you always have to file the taxes and make sure that everything's up to date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending too on the type of business that it is, you have to make sure you're zoned and licensed to be able to do that in the area that you're in. There's just so much to consider.
Yeah. I'm not sure how big the business is, but have you started like shipping to other countries or?
Right now, I work out of my home.
Yes.
But in terms of my clients, my customers, I've shipped as far as the Netherlands. I've shipped to the States. I'm from Jamaica, so I've shipped to Jamaica.
Okay. What are some of the tools and resources that you have invested into which have helped make your business easier over time?
Yeah. My wonderful husband bought me a heavy duty sewing machine because, as I mentioned before, I was using a borrowed sewing machine.
Right.
So I eventually gave that back.
Sewing machines are expensive.
They can be, yes.
Yes.
I use a domestic sewing machine, which is significantly cheaper than an industrial sewing machine. It being heavy duty, it can still manage the thicker layers, like with the denim and the vinyl. Eventually, as I get into other substrates, I might buy an industrial machine. But for now, my good old Singer heavy duty sewing machine is doing the job. In terms of marketing, we've bought a light box, which is basically a box with a light in it and a backdrop, but it's a space where I can put my bags and take photos and it will look professionally done.
Yes.
I've found that my good old iPhone camera is good enough to do it, so I've been using that. I haven't had the need so far to invest in camera equipment as such. But small things like that.
Okay. That's interesting.
I would like to get a heat press. That will also help me in terms of efficiency. So with the bags, depends on the structure of the bag, how you want it to look. If you want it to be able to stand up on its own or more slouchy, then we use stabilizers and interfacing, and a lot of them are fusible. So you basically iron it onto the fabric to make it thicker or sturdier.
Right.
So a heat press will help me to be able to do that en masse quicker and a bigger section of it than my little hand iron at the moment. So in terms of efficiency, it can help me with efficiency with the bags as well.
It's a step by step. What are actually is there an interesting customer story that you would like to share?
I get great joy out of knowing that people use my bags. From an Instagram post, I shared a shark pencil case that I made for my son. It was a free YouTube tutorial. Okay. Thought my son would like it, so I made one. But I thought it looked more like a fish than a shark. So I tweaked the design of it, adjusted it so that it looked more shark-like. And I posted it on Instagram, and somebody contacted me. She's a deep sea diver, and she wanted a padded carry case for her GoPro and handle.
Right.
And she just loved the shark, so she asked me to make a bigger version of it.
Wow.
So I got the dimensions of her GoPro so that I could make sure it was big enough for it. She said she wanted to be able to hook it onto the boat, so I made a loop so she can put her carabiner through. So I made the bag and sent it to her, and she loved it. She actually ends up using it for everything. She'll stick her keys on her glasses or cell phone, hook it to the boat, or hook it to her knapsack if she's hiking, things like that. She just takes it everywhere.
Is she a Canadian deep sea diver or
Jamaican
deep sea diver?
So that one was shipped to Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you actually do ship. You do ship your bags now. I know you said you're currently working from home right now.
Yeah, currently working from home, but wherever Canada Post will go, or DHL, UPS, it can get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You already attended the Black Excellence show at Mohawk College. Are you planning to attend events like Super Crawl in the summer, Art Crawl, which happens every Friday, every second Friday of every month?
Yeah, so I've done a handful of art crawls. That was really good for me in terms of getting myself used to the idea of doing markets. So art crawl is free to vendors. You basically just set up your table on a sidewalk and, sell your wares. There's no regulation as per se. But so that was a really good practice for me. So I've done a few art crawls. Super crawl would be the more major one in September. That one is regulated.
Yes.
So yes, I do have plans to do super crawl. Maybe not this year, but we'll see how it goes. But I do intend to do more art crawls throughout the year too. It's every second Friday of the month on James Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have an upcoming market at the end of March that I'm doing in Burlington, actually, Burlington Center. It's a part of the, oh wow, it's slipping me. Savan Events is putting it on.
Okay.
Um,
We'll look into that.
Yeah,
after
I'll get you the information.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's going to be at Burlington Center. It's actually on the 29th and 30th of March. That's Saturday, Sunday, but I'm only doing the Saturday. So we'll be set up all throughout mall hours, Burlington Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you already shared that you're trying to get into the cork material so you can make more excellent bags. But do you have anything down the pipeline? Do you have anything more coming with the Toya Lauren bags?
So when I started making bags and in joining the different design communities, there's a bag for everything and anything. So I found that I needed to narrow down my focus because I could very easily just make all the things or try to make all the things. So so far I've been doing a lot of vinyl bags and some quilting cotton bags, but more cross carry bags, clutches kind of things. I would like to make more handbags. I've done a few. This was one of my first as well. This again, denim.
Yes.
But with vinyl too.
Yeah.
This is not my pattern. I do make a lot of bags from existing pattern designers, but I do write my own patterns as well. So this is not my own pattern. When I say pattern, I mean the way that the bag is constructed and general shape of the bag. But you can customize it in, this is my own customization. The types of pockets that you put. Yes, I want to make more handbags because people still carry those.
Yeah. All right.
I've done a few backpacks as well.
Okay.
Diaper bags. My diaper bag was I made my diaper bag. I used this as my diaper bag.
Wow. You literally make everything.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
My brother asked me to make a holster kind of bag for him. Do you know what those are?
For holding guns?
So not for guns. It's
Okay.
Initially, yes, but holster is the style, really.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a vest,
Yeah.
right? But you just have a little sack on each side that you can put your essentials in.
They're
But
very
it's-
trendy right now.
Exactly. You can wear it under your shirt, under your jacket. So especially for men, who don't really carry bags,
Yes.
that can be a good option. So that's in the pipeline.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Toya.
Thank you for having me. It's been
joining
very good to talk about my bags.
It's been very educational for a lot of us who don't know about the bags business and what goes into it, all the materials being sourced. It's a lot of hustle here and there, and you're doing it. You're making amazing bags, as we can see. So do you have any final words that you would like to shout out or tell the Mediator Torching viewers?
Just to say thank you very much for having me on. This is my first ever podcast.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting experience.
Yeah.
I'm open to doing more in the future. But yeah, support.
Yeah.
Mediator Inc.
You heard it from Toya, guys. Support the businesses, small businesses around Hamilton. Like I said, when we started this channel, my vision was to see that there is a connection between vendors or business owners like Toya and the Mediator Torching family, and we're still taking it step by step. I will put her links in the description, so be sure to check her out, follow her Instagram, and her link is in bio. Her website is up. You can always look at her bags, and there's more to come, as you've heard. See you on the next episode of the Mediator Torch Inc. channel.